Hello, welcome to Cinema Savvy. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and happy Life Day. Whatever celebration you celebrate, whichever holiday you celebrate. I hope you're having a good one. Hope you're all doing well, staying safe, and having a really, really good day. So it is Christmas. Of course it is. I wouldn't just say happy Christmas if it wasn't. And we're just going to kick back, relax, chill, and we're going to watch some Wonder Woman 1984. So I have a VPN on my computer with access to HBO Max. For anyone living in the States, HBO Max right now has Wonder Woman 1984. And I wanted to watch it. I have already watched a new release today on Disney Plus, which was Disney Pixar's Soul. And then this is my second movie of the day. So we're just going to relax. As I said, please feel free to comment along as we go through, so I'm not just talking to a camera all the way through the movie. I have snacks. I have my Christmas supper ready to go. Grapes. We've got some cured meats right here. We've got some cheese, crackers. And because this is a long movie, by the way, this film is 2.5 hours long. I got me a bowl full of popcorn. My microphone is right here, so I'm going to try not to eat too loudly. And of course, to wash this down, I have a wine, which I've never tried before. This is not going to be a drunk watch along. At least I hope it won't. This is going to be a slight, small tipple along. A couple of glasses, no more, no less. So I am drinking, for any of you wine connoisseurs out there, a Rosso Grande Albarone. I don't speak Italian. Sorry if there's any Italians watching here. This is a full-bodied, award-winning red wine, offers a fruity bouquet with flavors of ripe fruits and cherries, a touch of oak. It pairs with roast steak, pasta with red sauce, mature cheeses, or simply on its own, and it's 15%. So that's what we're drinking. The reason I'm a little bit late to the live stream today is because I was trying to get the damn cork out of the thing. But that being said, we are going to be jumping into Wonder Woman. So I'm just going to let a few more people jump on if they are jumping on today. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to go through the socials. I'm so used to having people on this thing with me. So as I mentioned, there are 2 new releases out today, Disney Pixar's Soul and indeed the film that we're going to be watching today, which is Wonder Woman 1984. And we will have reviews for both of those tomorrow. So you can expect our Soul review tomorrow at 12 p.m. GMT. And also tomorrow, our Wonder Woman 1984 review, which will be going up at 8 p.m. GMT. So 2 reviews coming out tomorrow. And the best way to follow all of the content that we've got coming out, we've got way more reviews coming out alongside those 2 for the rest of December and into January, is follow us on our social media. So that's Facebook at Cinema Savvy, Twitter at Cinema_Savvy. And we do have some t-shirts available if you'd like to pick those up in the TeePublic link in the description down below. So feel free to check those out. We have one person already in the comments, Ria Gosh, with hi. Let's try and get as many people in here as we can. As I mentioned, this is on HBO Max. That's how I'm watching this, through a VPN on my computer. If you guys have it, I'm not going to condone you guys doing what you do, torrents, everything like that. That's your business. But if you've got a copy of the film, get it to 0. I'm going to be watching this thing together. I do want to say, if anyone's tuned in expecting me to stream the entire goddamn film on YouTube, that's not happening. This is just going to be me to camera watching the film, my first time reaction to the whole film. So there might be some parts where I'm literally just watching the film and it's silent, but I am going to try and interact with you guys. So feel free to chat along as we go through. And as I mentioned, I'm going to try not to eat too loudly as we go through this thing. We'll give people another couple of minutes, and then we'll head straight into this thing as I rearrange all of my windows on my computer so that I can see the damn film properly. But how are we all doing anyway? What have we all got for Christmas? Are we all having a good time? What have we had to eat today? Let me know as we go through this thing. So I'm going to have the film right there. Watching this on the tiniest screen imaginable. Now, also, Wonder Woman is out in select cinemas. Obviously, I'm from the UK. Now, we're in various tier systems and still under kind of a state of lockdown here in some areas. So the available cinemas that are screening this film are very few and far between. So I am watching this, as I mentioned, through a VPN. Merry Christmas, Ria. Hope you're having a good day. Right. I think, do we give people a little bit longer to jump in? We've got 3 people watching. Get commenting. Have you seen the film already today? Is this going to be your first time watching this as well? Or are you just tuning in to watch my reaction to it? I hope I don't disappoint. I've been really looking forward to this film. I feel like I've seen the trailers for this film. Well, I really have, haven't I? All year. The first trailer that came out for this thing that played the remix version, the really like epic orchestra version of Blue Monday by New Order, I was hyped. I think that was a fantastically edited trailer. The music got me pumped for it, and I really enjoyed the first Wonder Woman film that Patty Jenkins did as well. So I've got big hopes for this. I don't know how much it's going to tie into the DCEU, or if it's going to be, fairly removed from it all. But I'm looking forward to this one. It is 2.5 hours, as I mentioned, though, so it's a long movie. Right, we are coming up to 6.5 minutes, so we'll get ready to stream this thing. Disney 65 fan says, sadly can't access the movie as I have to wait until I find it online. Do you guys want more minutes to find this film? As I mentioned, like if you guys are going to find it on like a movie website, that's your business. You do what you got to do. If you guys want a few more minutes before we get into this film, please do let me know, and I can wait a little bit longer because this food is just staring at me right here, and it has to be eaten. It has to be eaten. If you guys want a little bit longer, please do let me know. If you're happy for me to just jump straight into the film, we'll get on with it, because we're on 7 minutes now. But yeah, let's get a conversation going. I mean, I've got nothing to do tonight. I mean, there's nowhere to go. Nowhere's open. It's Christmas Day, and there's a new Wonder Woman film out, so I know what I'm doing. Right, I'm also trying this. This is Emmental cheese. I've never tried this before. Actually, let's just try a little bit of the cheese on its own first. I promise this is a movie watch-along and not just an eat-along. Meh, it's okay. Oh my god, as I choked to death on it. I need to wash this down with some red wine. Right, guys, are we all ready to jump into some Wonder Woman? Let me know. Communicate with me. Please feel free to use the live chat as we go through, because it'll be good to go through. Merry Christmas, Disney fan. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, so I haven't really been doing much today. I got up, I watched the new Disney Pixar film on Disney Plus. I ate food. I opened presents. I went on a walk. And that's been pretty much it. And then I've geared up for this live stream. So that's been my day today. I don't know if you guys can see as well. I got this sweet Middle-earth blanket, which is like the whole map of Middle-earth. I've been spending more time studying my blanket, my bed blanket, than I have anything else today. It's incredible. So I'm very happy with that. That's one of my favorite presents. I also got an animatronic Baby Yoda that is off screen at the moment, Grogu. So I'm very happy with that too. But come on, guys. Are we ready to jump into this thing? Tell you what, we'll give it to 10 minutes. 1 more minute, guys, and we're going live. So how this is going to work is, if you do have a copy of the film, however you've got that copy, if you have got it on HBO Max, get it to 0, get it paused, get it ready to go. And I'll count you down. We'll go from 3. I'll go 3, 2, 1, play, and on play, we all click, and we should hopefully all be synced up. I haven't seen this film. This is going to be first time watching. You're going to be getting my first time reaction to everything that's happening. But it is a film I haven't seen before, and I will be having to follow along and listen to some bits as we go through. Ria asked, what do I think about... sorry, let me just bring this up. What do I think about Bollywood movies? Can you react to it? I honestly haven't seen many. I love the music. I love the culture, the costumes, the energy of it all. But I honestly haven't seen enough Bollywood movies to know much about them, really. So sorry about that. Oh, it's just going to be so loud on the microphone. I'm sorry, everyone. But it's so good. I'll probably mute the mic whenever I take a bite of food. Okay, right. We're 10 minutes in. It's a long movie. We can't delay it any longer. So hopefully anyone who's watching this can just like jump in. So I have got Wonder Woman 1984 on 0. So when everyone's ready, 3, 2, 1, play. So I'll do my best to sync everyone up as we go through as well. Now, first and foremost, we have a change of composer with this thing. Hans Zimmer. Oh, sorry, we have dialogue. So I'm just increasing the volume a little bit. But yeah, I was going to say, so Hans Zimmer has returned to do the music on this thing. Looking forward to seeing what he's done with the score. And hopefully he's still kept that Wonder Woman theme as well. I'm interested to see how the sort of like 80s aspect to it and the 80s aesthetic. You can see the writing coming up on screen right now. The sort of glitching TV staticky writing, if that's going to marry well with Wonder Woman as a style. 80s style is very popular at the moment. You know, Stranger Things and a lot of films and remakes coming out that are trying to capture that 80s magic. Cobra Kai on Netflix as well. So we're currently we're coming up to 2 minutes. So we're on 150, 51, 52. And we've got some like Themyscira Olympic Games going on right now. And this is stuff that I liked in the first film as well, was seeing this culture as well. Although young Wonder Woman right here kind of looks like she's dressed like Aquaman. Are they playing some kind of like Quidditch? Is that like the quaffle? The feel of the music's very different to the first one. So I really do, because I know that Hans Zimmer obviously did the music to he did the music to Batman v Superman, didn't he? So he kind of started off the Wonder Woman theme, so it kind of makes sense that it goes back to him. Disney 65 fan says, how do you get HBO Max in Ireland? You have to download a VPN, which gives you access to like American streaming things, specifically HBO Max. So it's a bit of an effort to get it. Just try and have a look around on Google. I know that's not helpful, but see if you can get something set up on your computer. Henrik, Merry Christmas, my friend. Hope you're having a good day. So I can't remember. Did we see this sort of like giant Colosseum thing before in Wonder Woman 1? I forget. It's been a while since I've seen the first one. Oh, what's that show called? Is it like, this is like Themyscira's Wipeout, or is it not Ninja? Not Ninja Assassin. What's that show called with like the obstacle courses where they have to go through all like the challenges? Oof. Ninja Warrior, is that what it's called? It's just come to me. Ninja Warrior, I think it's called. That's basically what's happening right now. So yeah, who'd have thought that the Christmas movie that I'd be watching on Christmas Day was Wonder Woman 2, right? Hennick says, is it possible things will either improve or worsen the COVID? I'm merely asking. What exactly are you asking there? Is it possible that things will either improve or worsen the COVID? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know what's happening right now is that I've got a roof over my head, I have food on my plate, and that's the most important thing, which I'm very grateful for. We don't know. It's crazy times at the moment. You know, people have had a lot of heartache this year. Thankfully for me, touch wood, I haven't had anything like that happen to me, but I don't know. I'm just kicking back watching a movie tonight. You know, it's good escapism, and I've really missed the cinema. I've really missed the cinema like these last couple of months now. My local cinema's still closed for obvious reasons, with the various tier systems that we've got going in the UK. So I know Warner Brothers has done this thing right with streaming where they announced that all of their 2021 movies were going to go to HBO Max. Including the Matrix, the Matrix 4. What else did they have? Dune. They announced that all their films would be on a streaming service, which has angered a lot of directors and actors for obvious reasons. But at least we've got a new film out in some way. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I want movie theaters to be a thing of the past, but you know. So these games are still going on, and we've got young Wonder Woman riding off on Black Beauty right now. But if you're tuning in with me tonight, you know, we're in this for the long haul, 2.5 hours. Let me know what snacks you've got. I will say the soundtrack is awesome at the moment. Hans Zimmer's pulled out all the stops for this. Oof. Run. Pick up the bow and run. I will say this opening seems to be going on for quite a while with young Wonder Woman. It's kind of just showing her training. I'm hoping this has some kind of point towards the end of the film, or she uses a skill that she learned when she was younger to come back into it later on in the film. Because at the moment, this is telling me that, you know, Wonder Woman's amazing. She can do all of these things, and I felt like we kind of got all of that with the first movie. So it seems weird to go back. Like it's great seeing the Themyscira culture. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. That doesn't sound right when I say it. Themyscira. I don't know if someone can correct me. But this just feels like, okay, we know who Wonder Woman is. Let's just get into it, you know? Oh, the green screen looks a little bit ropey there on the close-ups when she's riding the horse. Beautiful landscape shots, though. When it's not CGI like that, like in the close-up there, looks terrible. But those wide shots, the location, looks beautiful. Run! But yeah, so are you guys watching this film at home as well, or are you just watching me react to it? Because as I said, like I'm going to be periodically watching the film, so I apologize if I fall silent. When I fall silent, this is when you can ask me questions. Oof. Oh, this is going to be some kind of thing that's going to come back up later, isn't it? Like, what is truth? What is real? Don't take the short path. Sometimes take the longer path. Hennick says, no, we're watching you do this reaction video. Yeah, because I mean, me and George did the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special one, didn't we? Which was our first time watching that. But I think this is the first time we've done it to like a brand new release. But then again, we've never been in this situation where brand new releases have just come straight out, really, on streaming. Not to this scale anyway, so... but as I mentioned, tomorrow, if you want to see a more structured review with both of us, so tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. GMT, we're going to be going live for our Wonder Woman 1984 review. So you're going to see my initial opinions and reactions, immediate reactions to things tonight, and then you're going to see the more detailed review and the conversation with me and Judge. Here we go. Now we're getting to the 80s. Wonder Woman 1984. So the aesthetic is so strange. Like, I'm not opposed to it. It feels very Back to the Future Part 2. You know, when they go to the future? It feels like that. Which is weird to say because Back to the Future was actually set in the 80s, but this looks more like the futuristic 80s of Back to the Future Part 2. Yeah, the music sounds so different. It sounds way more whimsical and different. I do wonder if they're going to address in this film, though, because there is a bit of a continuity error here with... oh, we've got Pedro Pascal right now, basically playing Donald Trump. In Batman v Superman, after the World War I stuff, she basically said that she was inactive for like 100 years, right? Like she didn't do anything. There was no trace of her until Dawn of Justice. So are they going to address what she was doing in the 80s and why no one remembers that? Or are they going to try and pretend that Batman v Superman didn't happen? I think out of all the characters in this, I think Pedro Pascal is the one I'm most looking forward to seeing, because there's going to be a lot more. I know he's the villain or one of the villains, but I'm excited to see what happens. Even just visually, like this film just looks so much brighter and less desaturated than even the first Wonder Woman film. And the first Wonder Woman film felt like it had a lot more color to it than at least Dawn of Justice and any of the previous DC films. So I definitely get the sense they're trying to do new things with the DCEU and maybe make more self-contained films brighter and more visually appealing. So we're about 15 minutes into the, well, 14 minutes, sorry, into the film at the moment, and I'm kind of waiting for the plot to kick in. It feels like a lot of random stuff's just happening, and it hasn't really got into the nitty-gritty of the story just yet. Hostage. My God, the mustaches that the guys are rocking in this film. Oh my God. He's like Lion Kinging this child off a balcony right now. I don't know if you guys want spoilers if you're not watching at home, but it's kind of going to be spoiler related anyway with my reaction, right? How is this a hostage situation, though? Because, like, you drop the kid, you've lost your hostage, and they're going to get you anyway. If you don't do anything, then they're still going to get you. See, this is kind of what I want from my Superman on screen, right? Like Wonder Woman's just like crashed through, swung down, saved the child, beat the bad guy. You know, superheroes actually saving people. Do you remember that, guys? Like, we've kind of got like a variation of Wonder Woman's theme playing a little bit here, but it seems a little bit more whimsical and not as intense. This is very slapsticky right now. This feels so different. Feels like it's got a much more lighter tone to it. And I think even Patty Jenkins said that with the first Wonder Woman film, she took a lot of inspiration from Richard Donner's original 1978 Superman film with Christopher Reeve. And I can kind of see that come into it right now. It feels very cheesy at the moment. Maybe that's the 80s style coming through as well, but yeah, I mean, they clearly need to address this somehow, right? Like, she's like kicking ass in the middle of a shopping mall in the middle of America. Like, why doesn't anyone remember this? Oh, they're dead. Oh, they're so dead. She just dropped 4 guys onto the top of a cop car. Like, they'd all be dead from the top of a building. Big Boss Bus Bro. That's a great name. Are you watching it? Yes, we're about 17 minutes, 30 seconds into the movie at the moment. As I said, I'm not broadcasting it on screen. I am watching it on my computer screen right now. I've got a VPN with HBO Max. So if you've got a copy of it, however, get it synced up or watch it along at your own leisure. Come back to this and sync it up. It's all good, man. But yeah, we're coming up to about 18 minutes now. It's 2.5 hours long, so it's going to be a while. So we just got like various photographs right now of is it Steve Trevor? It's Steve Trevor, isn't it? I keep wanting to say Steve Rogers, but that's Captain America. It's very similar. Even the kind of plot of the first one is very similar. Or Wonder Woman or Captain America, sorry, is similar to Wonder Woman, or Wonder Woman is similar to Captain America. I don't know, whichever came first. Yeah, just the overall look of this film is just so much more brighter than the first. Which I guess makes sense. You wouldn't really have like a desaturated 80s film, would you, I suppose? But oh, oh, Wonder Woman's about to drink a glass of wine. I shall do the same. Oh, she's keeping it in her hand. Maybe she's going to go for another sip. This is a drink along with Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot. I can never remember which one it is. I think it's with a hard T, isn't it? Gal Gadot. I don't know. Maybe someone can correct me. I want to see how this film handles Chris Pine coming back into the film, because, see, I don't think it's going to be real. I think it's going to be some kind of illusion or like a wish that can be granted. I don't really know much about Pedro Pascal's character in terms of his comic book counterpart, if that's a power that his comic book character has. But I don't want him to properly come back into it, because I think that will kind of ruin the ending to the first Wonder Woman film and the sacrifice that was made at the end of that. We've just been introduced to Kristen Wiig's character, looking very nerdy and academic. And I can tell that because she looks very stereotypical geeky. She's clumsy. She's dropping her papers. She's wearing like the big glasses. She just looks a bit sort of kooky. Oh, we're setting up. She likes Wonder Woman's leopard print heels because, you know, she becomes Cheetah. I'm hoping Kristen Wiig's character isn't going to be something like Jamie Foxx's Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2, like the ultimate fan of whoever. See, no, she was hired last week and no one remembers her, and she just wants to be noticed. She wants to be popular. It's sounding like Electro. I might be wrong. We're only 20 minutes in. Yeah, the tone of this so far just feels a lot more kooky. Sort of, I don't know. I want to say more kid-friendly, but just wackier. Feels wackier than the first one. Hennock says, never heard of Pedro Pascal. Have you never watched Mandalorian, my friend? He's the Mandalorian in The Mandalorian. Game of Thrones, he played Oberyn Martell in season 4. What's he's done? I think he's doing more stuff now. So I think Game of Thrones and Mandalorian are definitely like the biggest two things I know him from, at least. Wait, did Wonder Woman just say that fakes aren't her forte? Didn't she tell Bruce Wayne or whoever it was that the sword was a fake in Wonder Woman? I guess she knew it was a fake because she had the actual original sword herself, so anything else would be a fake, right? But I don't know. God damn it, Patty Jenkins, do you even watch the previous movies? To be fair, I wouldn't hold it against Patty Jenkins if she decided not to watch Batman v Superman. Like, I get it. Oh, here we go. It's like it's meant to be you can make a wish for it, and oh, okay, so this is what's going to happen. It's going to be Pedro Pascal's like the wish granter, the wish maker. Kristen Wiig's going to want to be noticed and want to be popular and energetic. I think we see that in the trailer, right? She wants to be like the ultimate predator kind of thing, and then she becomes the cheetah. It's going to be like a careful, like cautionary, be careful what you wish for kind of story. Diana's clearly going to wish for Chris Pine's character to come back so she can spend some time with him. Then clearly that's probably going to go wrong as well. Oh, this dialogue so far is inspired. So we're just over 25 minutes into it now. So 25 minutes and 20 seconds. Oh, the watch has just moved on its own. But yeah, guys, as I said, there are going to be some moments where I'm just watching the film, so please feel free to send questions in, just to keep the conversation going, because I don't want you guys just watching a silent video of me just eating noisily and passively watching something. But it is very difficult to talk constantly through a movie that you haven't seen, so chances are I'll probably watch this again for a second time tomorrow before the review tomorrow night. Just so I can take it in, you know, and like properly take everything in and listen to it. Oh, she's drinking. They're both drinking white wine. This isn't a drinking game, by the way. So in terms of continuity with everything, if they are even keeping continuity with this thing, right? Batman v Superman was set in 2016, I believe, wasn't it? Or 2017 still? I think it was like timed exactly when the film came out. What do you guys think of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman? Just as an actress, as the part of Wonder Woman, do we think she's good in the role? Do you think, because I've seen some people who absolutely love her and think she's brilliant, and can't imagine anyone else in the role of Wonder Woman. I've seen some people say that she's quite wooden. She doesn't have much range as an actress. The way she delivers lines is pretty much the same as each other. Oh, is she going to get attacked now or something? Yeah, I can imagine she's going to get sort of like hit on now, or there's going to be this guy who just won't leave her alone. And then when she turns into Cheetah, she's going to be more powerful. She can fight back. She can fend for herself a bit more. The hell just happened? Oh, Wonder Woman showed up and like just kicked his ass. Damn, that guy just got laid out. Fuck. So we've got the whole cat theme going on with Cheetah as well. We've got like stuffed animals. We've got stuffed lynxes just lying around. See, I know a lot of people criticized the end of the first Wonder Woman film for having that big CGI punch 'em up between David Thewlis as Ares and her as Wonder Woman, but it's a superhero comic book film. You know, I feel like you kind of need like your big bombastic ending fight with your villain. That's just something that I've always think you need in a superhero film. So I'm wondering how people are going to react to this film as well, where undoubtedly at the end, I think we see it in the trailers as well, she's fighting CGI Cheetah, which looks like something out of 2019's Cats. I think it might be a bit weird. but we'll see when we get to it. So she's wishing upon a stone at the moment, Kristen Wiig. Like, I wish I had unlimited power, and she's gonna get it. So while we're kind of just chilling watching this, let me know what you've been up to this Christmas. Let me know what you've had going on. Have you all stayed in? I know that you're probably commenting from, like, you know, from the UK, maybe from overseas, and all the regulations are different. Just let me know what you've been up to. Hope you've been having a good time. I feel so corny at the moment. Oh, Kristen Wiig is removing her skirt. And she's rocking the leggings at the moment. Oh, she's got like super reflexes. Is this literally going to be like a Catwoman thing? Is this going to be like Selena? Is this going to be like Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman Returns? You know, she's this kind of frumpy, nervous, awkward secretary, nerdy kind of character, and then she has this change, and she's like super agile and more alluring and dominant and physically powerful and all these things, and has an obsession with cats. It's literally going to be the same character, I can guarantee. I must admit, like, I love Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman Returns, and I think that it's a very different portrayal to the comic book character, but it kind of works for Tim Burton's really weird and wacky gothic style for that, where it's just completely balls to the wall insanity, and I like that for that film. But the trope of the nerdy villain, the biggest fan of the hero, wishing they could be like them, and then something happens which says, I'm so over that trope. You know, it's kind of like Syndrome from The Incredibles. He's the biggest fan of Mr. Incredible, and then Mr. Incredible lets him down and he wants his revenge. Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2, as I've mentioned. It's very samey. Edward Nygma, Jim Carrey's the Riddler from Batman Forever, did the same thing. I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything else that's done that too. So I think if I'm right, I did Wikipedia Maxwell Lord in DC, and he looks nothing like this character. Yeah, if you go on Wikipedia right now and you type in Maxwell Lord DC Comics, sorry, Maxwell Lord the Fourth, which is a fucking great name for a character. He looks like Chris Redfield from the Resident Evil games. He kind of looks like the Punisher or Eddie Brock. Not this. But you know, if this serves the story it's telling, then this is so corny. This film is so corny at the moment, guys. It's like the plot hasn't really kicked in. We're like 35 minutes in and nothing's really happened. You know, we had like a 10-minute opener of little Wonder Woman training, which we kind of already got in the first film. We then had like a random action beat, which was corny, with Wonder Woman taking some people out in a shopping mall. Then we've been introduced to Kristen Wiig, and she's kind of like a nerdy, wacky character. And now we've just kind of got an insight that Pedro Pascal's kind of like this not to be trusted guy. He's a bit shady. He's very exuberant. He's very confident in how he portrays himself, but you know there's more to it, and he's probably going to be the villain. His name is Mr. Lord. Mr. Lord. Like, is that almost about as subtle as Victor Von Doom in Marvel? As this guy like bleeding money, like he makes it out like he's this successful businessman and is losing money. Yeah, everything's like cleared out of his office. He's clearly like an absolute fraud. Okay, the food is finished. And we move on to the popcorn. I'm not going to be like one of those annoying guys in the movie theater that just like chews very loudly. I'll be very respectful. Are you watching it too, Henrik? Henrik, what do you think of the film so far? Let me know what you think. Just a time check for everyone. If anyone is watching along with me, we have just passed 38 minutes. We're on 38 minutes and 10 seconds right now. It doesn't feel as focused on Wonder Woman at the moment, which is strange, because the first one, I know the first one was an origin story, right? But this one just feels like it's the sequel trap where it's trying to do too many things and focus on too many people. But it's Wonder Woman's just like showed up for an action scene and then just sort of like been chatting to Kristen Wiig a few scenes, and we're almost like 40 minutes into the film. This is Pedro Pascal in another father and son story. We've had Mandalorian, and now we've got this. I'm honestly really struggling of thinking of things to say during this movie, guys. So do join in the conversation with me as we go along. You can like, you know, ask anything, you know, just chat about the film in general, DC, anything. Because I'm filling my face full of popcorn right now until something happens in the film. Nothing's really happened yet. It feels like this is just like an advert for high-heeled shoes at the moment. They've done like an extreme close-up of heels so many times. You'd think that like Tarantino directed this film or something. Yeah, Kristen Wiig's got it going on right now. Yeah, she does. Oh, we're gonna have 80s music. Oh, okay. This is my jam now. Anything with 80s music, 80s synth, like. It kind of sounds a little bit like relax, don't do it when you want to go to it. Like Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Do many people do that? Like, if a really attractive woman walked into a nightclub or something, does everyone just stop and make it obvious? And like, everyone, like, as they walk through, it's like the parting of the Red Sea of people, and everyone just stops to look. That's like a Western thing, right? Like when Clint Eastwood, as the man with no name, walks into a bar in like a fistful of dollars, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's that standoff. It's like, is this guy gonna like start fighting? Is this guy like gonna be chill or be cool? You know, it's that kind of thing. So they're all staring at him because they don't know what he's going to do. This is just like people leering at this woman when she walks in. And they did it to both Gal Gadot and Kristen Wiig. It's weird. But yeah, it's this Catwoman thing going on right now. So she was nerdy. She wished that she could be cool and noticed. And now she's alluring. She's dressing sexy. She's got like this, she exudes confidence. It's the Batman Returns thing. Are they about to get it on in Kristen Wiig's office? Yeah, my boy Pedro. Oh, this is where he's gonna like grab the stone, right? Is it a kind of thing where if you're in possession of the stone, it allows you to keep living your best life, or do you just have to wish on it once? Because if he steals the stone now, is it going to like change to him and he's going to be the owner of it? So then she's going to go back to like the kind of nerdy office kind of girl, or does it work for anyone who wishes on it? Do you know what I mean? I guess we'll find out. Well, surely she'd notice that that's gone, right? Like, I get the impression that this film is good. It's 2.5 hours long, as I mentioned. I get the impression that this story could have been told in like an hour and 50, 2 hours, bang on. I'm watching this right now and I'm thinking there's a lot I could cut from this. Unless that flashback comes into it with, you know, young Wonder Woman, that'd be the first thing I cut. That went on for way too long. Hell is going on? So you just met this guy, and he's basically just repeating what Chris Pine's character said at the end of the first Wonder Woman film. Steve, yeah, but he doesn't look like Steve. But the camera's going to turn around now, and yeah, it is. What the hell? Yeah, how? This movie better explain what's going on. He wasn't Chris Pine, and then he was Chris Pine. Has he got some kind of like Mission Impossible mask removal thing, or? I'm wondering if they've got the invisible jet in this film as well, because do you remember the shot from the trailer where there's a firework display, and it's Diana and Steve in a jet of some kind in a plane, and they're flying and they're looking around at all the fireworks around them, and it looks like it's just open glass. I wonder if that's going to be the invisible jet, if we're finally going to get that in this film. Hennick says it's probably going to transform him or her. I'm not so sure yet what's going to happen in the long run. We'll find out. This is a first-time reaction, as I've mentioned, so. Why was she so cool, though, with a guy who wasn't Steve, who couldn't be Steve, who visually clearly wasn't Steve, but was saying Steve lines, and then all of a sudden he was Steve, and she's cool with that? Why wouldn't she have that, just like that voice in her head going, this isn't who it is, you know? Oh, the music sounds very much like Gladiator right now. That bit there, that's identical to Gladiator there. I know it's Hans Zimmer as well, but that phrase right there, those few bars, it plays at the end. It's the really emotional bit of, I think it's the track called The Battle, of the Gladiator soundtrack, and it's at the beginning of the film where they're fighting the barbarian hordes, and then it goes into like really slow shutter speed, and you know, everyone's dying. It's like the horrors of war. It sounded like that music there. Cheese on demand. That's just what I ate, wasn't it? Cheese on demand. I've eaten so much food today, guys. I feel incredibly fat. I will be rocking the dad bod tomorrow. Oh, you know when you get like a piece of popcorn, it's just like pure sugar. Ugh. What is going on with this film? How is Steve back? They need to explain this. Because as of right now, if I'm not mistaken, Pedro Pascal's character isn't aware of Wonder Woman, is he? Or at least not who Wonder Woman is? Don't know. Because she doesn't really hide her identity, does she? It's not like the glasses thing with Clark Kent. It's just she's just Wonder Woman, you know? Oh, I'm dropping popcorn everywhere. Yeah, he's looking in the mirror and he's not Steve. This has got to be some kind of like guise or glamour or something. So when she sees him, does she see this new guy? But for the sake of like visual storytelling, we're seeing it as Steve because that's who she imagines it to be. Moth says, how do you watch this from the UK? So basically what I've had to do is I've had to get a VPN on my computer, which allows me to watch stuff from the US. It is legal. And then it's on HBO Max, and you can just watch it on there. Just stream it from that directly. I'm not going to condone this, but there are probably various websites out there where you can find versions that you can just watch, or maybe there's some torrents out there. I don't know, and that's on you. I'm not condoning anyone to do that, but if you want to do that, that's on you. Oh my gosh, just like tore the goddamn door off the refrigerator. That's me when I'm after snacks in the middle of the night. So give me some fucking snacks. Oh, she bumped uglies with not Steve. Did they actually explain this character, or when I was talking, did I miss his introduction? Because she seems so cool with it. Did I miss something, or is this just how it is? Henrik, maybe you can help me out, man. Oh, okay, okay. The stone. I missed her taking the stone. I'm guessing that was when she went to the office with Kristen Wiig. Oh, behind the neck. That's not good, guys. Don't follow that. Don't do behind the neck stuff. Ooh, Kristen Wiig looking on fire in this goddamn movie. Jesus. Got those like 80s exercise leotards, like Olivia Newton-John. Let's get physical. Moth says, thank you, and payment is that prepaid gift card. I just downloaded a VPN and sent it to America. That's all I had to do, and then obviously you HBO Max it from there, and it's all good. Oh my god, I wish I could press that much. Those have got to be dummy weights, right? Dummy weights. Yeah, Moth, like when you do it and you get HBO Max, it'll ask you to pay for like a month of it. So you just pay that however you want to pay it, obviously like card or something, and you should be away. Give it a try. Just have a Google around for it, but you should be able to get it, man. Hennick says, snacks I do enjoy. I'm enjoying mine. Are you actually, this would be a good question for people. When you're watching a film, are you snacks eater? Do you get food in when you watch a film? And if you do, what would be your snack of choice? Would it be sweet? Would it be chocolates? Would it be popcorn? Or would it be something savory like also popcorn or crisps, chips? Like what would you guys be eating? Where are they? Are they in a clothing store? Right, this doesn't look like a clothing store. How does she have all of these clothes for him to try on? Am I missing this part? Because he clearly doesn't have these clothes. So we're almost coming up to an hour. We're on 57 minutes and 20 seconds. And nothing has happened. We're like an hour into this film and the plot hasn't kicked in yet. So I guess with this film now, we've got the reverse fish out of water story. We had Wonder Woman with the first one where she came to, it was London, wasn't it? Was it London she came to, I think? And she was really confused with how things worked. Fish out of water story. You had that with Thor in the first Thor movie. And now we've kind of got the same thing here with Steve in modern day. Well, 80s day. It's just like an 80s checklist, isn't it? Just breakdancing. We had synth earlier. Like, let's just go through it all. The leotards, the exercise leotards. Oh, back to Pedro Pascal. I was just about to say, I'm enjoying this scene, you know, with him being a pilot and then seeing what that's led to. And there's, you know, like space travel and everything. It's like, no, cut, we've got to get back to the plot. The plot. It's so weird because it's the same director. It's still Patty Jenkins, but it just feels so. I don't know if it's because I prefer the period piece thing that the first film was set in the First World War. You know, you had like the trench scene, which was fantastic. And it was just all centered around that. And you had the mascara in there as well. Like, I thought I'd love the 80s setting, but I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's like the screenwriting or just the tone. The tone just feels off with this film. It just feels really wacky and like caricature-y. So yeah, I guess that I was questioning earlier whether if you lost the stone, would you then lose the power that the stone brought? But apparently not. Like she still got it. Is she going to do some kind of genetic mutation with the cats that she's got in this lab? I mean, all this shit starts with like a science experiment gone wrong, right? Like every comic book villain pretty much has that, more or less. Wait, did she let him borrow it? Because it looked like he just snatched it off her desk without her seeing. So would he have just like snatched it? Like if you were going to ask to borrow something, wouldn't you just say like, "Oh, this stone's cool. Like, hey, would you mind if I like borrow this thing? Like this looks really cool. Like, I just want to keep it for a few days." But he didn't do that. He sort of was like kissing her and like took it off the desk without her seeing and like hid it. I don't know. That's weird for us to say that. Oh my god! Can the plot kick in? Jesus, this is so frustrating. Nothing's happening. I can see why this film's on for 2.5 hours now. Oh god. So as we're watching this, because nothing much is happening at the moment, let me know some of your favorite superhero films or comic book films. I don't know if we've asked that question before, but or even I guess you know what? No, let's shrink it in a bit. Favorite comic book films from the DCEU. Let's open it up to that. So like Man of Steel onwards. For me, I guess just to start the ball rolling. I really enjoyed the first Wonder Woman film. As I mentioned, it kind of had that Superman the movie tone to it, Richard Donner, which I really appreciated. It was a good origin story film. I really enjoyed Shazam. I thought that was good fun. I've only seen that once. Actually, we probably could have done a Shazam screening because that's a Christmas film. I keep forgetting that that's a Christmas film. I enjoyed Joker, but I know that that's technically not in the DCEU. So, you know, honestly, that would be about do it for me at this point, I think, to be honest. But if you guys have any more. Well, you should know Wonder Woman because you're the daughter of Zeus. You should know these things. You should know which god wrote that thing. I want to know how she gets the gold armor. I'm wondering if this bracelet has anything to do with it. But we see in the trailer she's sort of fighting in this sort of like bionic golden armor, which looks really cool. She is quite wooden in this film. I must admit, Gal Gadot. Like, I like Gal Gadot, but just I'm not getting much from her performance in this one. She just seems. We have to tell Maxwell Lord. You know, I'm very confused about this stone. I feel very sad, Steve. It's all just, you know, the same delivery, the same tone. I'm not saying that I could act better. I'm absolutely not saying that. So maybe I can't be critical, right? Okay, so she knows the stone must come from the gods, or that gold bracelet at least, and I think that's what the stone was on, right? So the stone comes from the gods, but she doesn't know which god it is, despite her being the daughter of Zeus. And now Kristen Wiig is going to research where the stone came from. Meanwhile, Pedro Pascal has the stone and is wished for his business to succeed, and that's what's happening. I think that's what's happening right now. I think at the moment it's just like the plot seems very weak. It doesn't seem as focused on Wonder Woman. She's getting more scenes now, which is good. But the plot just seems really weak. Just a stone that can grant wishes. You know, like it's Kristen Wiig wishes to be a cat, and then Pedro Pascal wishes for his business to succeed. I'm going to drink a glass of wine to wrap my lips around that sentence. We're going to try it again. You've got Pedro Pascal, who wishes for his business to succeed. And then you've got Wonder Woman, who wishes to see Steve again. And that's all that's happening at the moment. There's no sort of internal conflict with anyone. There's not really sort of like a greater sense of character in anyone at the moment. And it's weird seeing Steve back. Like, I know that was a great dynamic from the first film, but that moment, that ending where he sacrifices himself, you know, it's really... And I know technically this isn't Steve, you know, it's the stone, you know, just like creating an illusion or whatever it is, but it basically is Steve back in it. Here we go. She said, like, radar, they'll find us in the dark. Well, maybe this will set up for the invisible jet where you won't have to worry about anything about radar. See, Hennick's watching this. I was going to say watching this with me. He's not with me, but you're watching it from home. Just as I thought, weakness of the plot. Yeah, I'm hoping, you know, this is a long film. We have another hour and 20 on this thing. So maybe there's going to be more to the plot. But even if there is after this point. Oh, is that the Wonder Woman theme? We haven't really had that classic Wonder Woman theme, have we, at the moment? And by classic Wonder Woman theme, I don't mean the Linda Carter theme. You know, Wonder Woman! I don't mean that. That would be great. I mean the theme from Dawn of Justice and the one that was used in the first Wonder Woman film. It is the Invisible Jet. It is. I called it. I knew it was the Invisible Jet. As soon as I saw the trailer, I thought it was the Invisible Jet. Okay, I'm happy about that now. That's cool. That's cool. So wait, does she own this plane, or is this just one that they found in like a museum? I missed that part. Where did they go? Did they go to like an airport and just steal it, or does she have this plane but she can't fly? And like this guy hasn't flown a plane since World War One, right? Now, I'm not a pilot, but I've got to assume that controls and technology within planes has advanced somewhat from the planes that this guy would be used to. So how would he be? How could he fly a jet like this? You know, yeah, I know they can't use the Linda Carter '70s theme. I was just joking, but I do love that theme though. But I'm talking about the one that was written by Hans Zimmer from Dawn of Justice, right? And then it was used a little bit in the first Wonder Woman film and Justice League, I think, maybe. I mean, this is a beautiful scene. I mean, look at this scene right here with the fireworks. This is absolutely gorgeous. Like cinematography and everything in this scene, beautiful. And I like scenes like this in superhero films where it just lets the characters breathe and we can just take a moment. It's the spectacle. You know, it's like the original Superman movie where it's the first flight with Lois Lane. And it's just, you know, for like 5-10 minutes, the film just takes a breath and just lets you get wrapped into this world. So like this is great. I love stuff like this in my superhero films. It's good character moments. It's good. It's mood setting. It's nice to have that in the pace of things. But whilst this is happening, I'm like, what's the plot of this thing? What's going on with the plot? Is there a plot? I like this. This is a good scene. Oh, he's gifted with flying. I think there's a lot more to it than just wind and air. And what about how to use controls from a plane that's like, you know, like, I don't know, like 70 years ahead of time? What about that? Hmm? What about that? But I do like that they've got the invisible jet in there. I'm happy about that. I'll give them a point for that. I'm glad that it isn't just sort of, as so often portrayed, just sort of like sitting in midair, not, you know, like in an invisible jet, but you can still see Wonder Woman and she's just like sat there. I think Family Guy did a joke about that. Oh, she's running. She's running. Push it to the limit. The limit. Oh, she's got the T1000 arms. She's got the T1000 arms from T2. Oh, she's gonna kick this guy's ass. Oh, she's gonna kick this guy's ass. She's gonna break his hands. Now this seems a bit too kid friendly. This one so far. Okay. I was actually really surprised that Hans Zimmer came back to score this, because didn't he say after Amazing Spider-Man 2 he was retiring from superhero films, or was that after Dawn of Justice? Hennick says she's unbeatable with her super physical powers and everything. Oh, she just kicked his teeth out? It just feels like such a weak villain. You know what I mean? She's just kicking him around a little bit. Well, kicking him around a lot, but now, honestly, I don't know much about Cheetah from the comic book. So if anyone has read the Wonder Woman comic books or DC and knows about Cheetah, like, but just as a bad guy, you know, like maybe Cheetah is one of the main Wonder Woman villains, because I don't honestly know much of Wonder Woman's rogue gallery. We had Ares in the first one. That made sense. He's one of the Greek gods, ties to her past, can match her in terms of godlike abilities and powers. Oh, Jesus, now we're in Egypt. And a jet just flew over there, and I'm getting Transformers Revenge of the Fallen flashbacks. Like the 6th Game of Thrones book. He just said, I wish for things that cannot be attained. It's like, okay, so like, what are our villains in this at the moment? So we've got 2 villains. We've got Pedro Pascal, who's like this dodgy businessman who can grant wishes and is really corrupt. And we've got Kristen Wiig, who so far is just Kristen Wiig. She hasn't completely transformed into Cheetah, and she's just like kicked a dude around a little bit on the ground. That's it. You know, nothing massively imposing or world ending, or even in relation to, you know, it's not even like a personal vendetta really against Wonder Woman. Like, Wonder Woman has nothing to do with these villains. Not really. Not in terms of like a personal connection. Not even in terms of themes, you know, like go into like Batman's rogue gallery, for example, like the Joker, he is like the complete mirror opposite, the mirror image of Batman. They're so close, but it's just that breaking of the rule. Like Batman will never kill anyone, and they need each other. So great villain. You've got Two-Face, who is a friend of Bruce Wayne and, you know, has this different identity to him. It's the whole theme of duality, which comes into Batman as well. Duality, he's Bruce Wayne and Batman. You know, that's great. You have all these villains that have some kind of connection to the hero. You know, Spider-Man does it as well. You've got Norman Osborn, you've got Dr. Octopus. Even Sandman in Spider-Man 3, and I know a lot of people don't like this, how they retconned Uncle Ben's death and said that Sandman was the one that killed him, but at least it's some kind of slightly artificial maybe, but it's a personal connection to the hero. But what do we have so far with this? And now we've like bombed off and gone to Egypt. Like, what is going on with this film? We're all over the place. It just feels really meandering, this film. It doesn't feel focused at all. It doesn't feel like it's sort of zoning in on a plot. Oh, we kind of got the Wonder Woman theme a little bit with the drums. So they just happen to like run into him on the one road that they're driving down. They just happen to be on the same road as the person they're looking for, Pedro Pascal. Of all the roads in Egypt, they find him there conveniently at the right time. Like, okay. Oh, this is going to be the scene from the trailer. Okay, yeah. Lord knows we need an action beat. This is where she's going to like flip off the truck, right? This bit might be cool at least. Oh, wait, she's in a costume now. Wait, did she just like quickly get changed into the costume or... Finally, the Wonder Woman theme. An hour and 21 minutes into the film and we have the Wonder Woman theme. But if this is a theme, why didn't we get this in the intro when she was fighting the guys in the mall, you know? Guys, what is happening? What is happening with this film? It probably doesn't help that I'm talking all the way through it, you know, point taken, but... I mean, it's an all right action scene. You know, it's some cool staging, I suppose. Yeah, okay, she's not a great actress, is she? There's just... Maxwell Lord, I need you to give me the stone. You're in grave danger. I'm just getting that sense of urgency from you there, Gal Gadot. Leg press. Leg press that shit. Leg press it. Oh no, not the children. Save the children's. Oh shit, what? What the fuck? What the fuck? No. 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 That did not just happen. Guy, what the... What just happened? What did I just witness? I know she's a superhero, but that was fucking ridiculous. Okay, so context. For people that aren't watching this at home, what just happened was they're in a car chase at the moment, right? And Wonder Woman's hanging off the side of a truck. And she looks up ahead of the road during this car chase, and there's some like children playing in the road. They're like playing football in the middle of the road. And she needs to get to the children and save them and get them off the road. So Steve fires a missile in the air. She uses the lasso of truth to latch onto the missile, let it pull her through the air to get to the children in the road, like further up the road. She uses the momentum of the missile to propel herself forward to save the babies. That's the craziest shit that I've seen all year. Like, if she lassoed the missile, wouldn't that make it blow up? Shooting a missile that close to the town, wouldn't that do damage to the town? Okay, so now Pedro Pascal basically owns all of the world's oil and is like an absolute sort of like power hungry. But even then, like, wouldn't businesses, I know it's all done with wishes, but wouldn't businesses take a while and like notice that something not quite right's happening and have laws against that? Just an ounce of emotion, Gal. That's all I'm asking for. Just an ounce of emotion. Okay, so the stone ends the civilization that was using it last. So like the Mayans were using the stone and they got destroyed. And now I guess he's using it, Pedro Pascal, so oh, now she's going to be dressed like Cheetah and like, yeah, the animal print and the boots and like, okay. So I guess the stone. She mentioned at the start that she likes animal print. It was that like really shoehorned in thing where she looks at Gal's shoes and she's got the leopard print shoes. Like, what is going on with this film, man? Like, who's this guy? Like, how do they know this guy? They were like, oh, the Mayans were all destroyed and we need to go and talk to a Mayan. And then they just find a guy in the next scene. What is this, Loki? She said it's basically Loki. She says it's a god of lies and deceptions. That's Loki in Norse mythology. But this is like the Mayan god equivalent. She says he has many names. I'm like, yeah, I'm guessing Loki's probably one of them. Okay, so you got to give back everything. So this is so dumb. This plot's so dumb. He's the stone. Yeah, how would that happen? I wish to become the stone? Is that what he wished for? Did he swallow the stone? Like, wait, is that what they're saying? They just said that without saying it because they knew how dumb that would be if they said that out loud. If he wished for himself to become the stone or have the powers of the stone, then they've got to destroy him. And they're like, we need to go and like kill him. And Kristen Wiig's like, no, we can't do that. And it's like, what romantic relationship has been established between her and him for her to give a shit? Like, they fucked in her office once, and that's it. You know, like, I don't know, maybe he did a good job. I don't know. But it's just so dumb. This plot is awful. This script's just, oh my god, there's so many things that are wrong with this film. So many things. Oh, out of context line. Yeah, the police are here. Now that's ain't that the quote of the film? Yeah, Pedro Pascal. I just need to find a way to touch as many people at the same time as I can. But it's like fucking him up. He's like getting like really tired, and his like eyes are like crying blood and shit. We're out of snacks, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, we're an hour and 35 minutes into this film. We have another hour left. This is excruciating. Am I the only one who thinks this film feels really long? Like, it feels like it should be wrapping up right now. Like, what's really Wonder Woman's story in this film? Like, I'm just watching it. Like, we've got Pedro, and we've got like this estranged father and son story, and he's like a businessman, and he's trying to get ultimate greatness after falling on hard times. We've got Kristen Wiig, who, I mean, her story's just stopped now. She wanted to be confident and powerful and hold her own, and she can kind of do that, but that's it. That hasn't really advanced anything with that. She hasn't really become a villain so much. Like, no one really feels like a villain in this so far. I mean, it's an hour and 37 minutes in, and nothing's happened. Am I the only one? Like, guys, if I'm like way off base here, like, let me know. But it's just such a shame because I really enjoyed the first Wonder Woman film, and you know, it's the same director Patty Jenkins, and I thought, you know, she knows the character, she knows how to make a movie, and you know, like the action in it is, apart from that really ridiculous moment that happened, it's like she can direct a film. It's just there's a just from the writing, and it's just the writing, the story, the tone. It's just off. It doesn't feel focused. It just doesn't feel like a Wonder Woman story. Feels like, you know, like scenes are just connected through convenience because we just got to like get on with the plot, but there's also like not really much plot happening. Maybe it'll pick up at the end, but I mean, it's got a long way in at the moment for me to not really care what's going to happen at the end. You know, Kristen Wiig still needs to turn into like a giant CGI cat. Yeah, because she's just showing so much joy throughout this film and emotion. Like, come on, guys, get chatting in the live stream. Come on, because not much is happening with the film right now. Let's get it going. Surely that flashback to the beginning of the film has to have some kind of reference to this. Maybe there's going to be some kind of like obstacle course thing that she uses her skills at and uses what she learned there to come back. But you know, to beat the villain, use the mistake she made as she was a little girl. She's going to now do the opposite and get the better of Cheetah, maybe. Oh, okay, that's the golden armor. Where did she get that from? Like, 'cause she didn't bring that with her, did she? To yeah, how did she get that armor? Where did she bring that back from? She didn't have that in the first movie. Why don't you stab the top of the armor? The stabbing the outside, stabbing the top. When she sacrificed herself, then someone must have got through the armor and killed her. Oh, okay. So between that, she went looking for her. Okay. Well, that's the only setup we need for the armor. Then I guess moving on, next scene that will come in useful in the finale. Just okay. Oh yeah, I found this totally badass armor. Between films, I went looking for this person who I never mentioned in the first film and got the armor, and now I have this super unstoppable armor, which I'm going to use to defeat the villain in scene 338. Like, okay. Oh, I think George is beginning to watch the film as well from home. He's just asked me what minute I'm at, so I'm just going to let him know. So we're on 1 hour 43. Okay, George is apparently 18 minutes ahead of me. So we're very, very close. So it sounds like, and again, I'm just going to like quickly just tease this for tomorrow. Wonder Woman 1984 review. So our review for this film will be tomorrow, 26th of December at 8 p.m. GMT. And it's going to be me and George on that one. And as I mentioned, George is watching this film right now as well. He's 18 minutes ahead of me. And it sounds like we might have similar opinions on this film. So I'm going to look forward to talking about that with him tomorrow. God, this film just needs to end. I just want it to end. It's just so corny. It feels so removed from the first film. It doesn't even feel like it's the same director doing it, let alone like the same writer or whatever. It just tonally, it's just way, way different. It just doesn't work. The writing and the story and the motivations, it just feels really unfocused. It doesn't feel like it's a plot that needs 2.5 hours. I'm not even 2 hours into it yet, and it feels like this story could have been told in like an hour and 20, hour and a half. Oh, this is going to be the hallway fight, yeah, from the trailer. Wait, did he just use a tray to block the bullets as he ran across the hallway? Sure, okay. I like that the lasso is getting more to do in this film, though, in terms of like the combat. We're getting some kind of like 300 Zack Snyder kind of combat here with like the fast mo, slow mo still. Like I'll say, like the action shot well. Like I can tell everything that's going on. It's staged pretty well. Why? Why can't she let her do it? Is it just because she loves Pedro Pascal's character, even though they've had like one scene together? We're about to have a cat fight between Cheetah. No pun intended. We're about to have a cat fight between Cheetah and Wonder Woman right now, I think. Oh my god, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. This is just. It's going to be one of those things again, you know, and I hate when superhero films do this. Let's say, let's take the villain of Cheetah, right? The villain that we've got in this film. She is only going to be like legit Cheetah, like the actual animal Cheetah, for the final action scene of this movie. Guarantee. The final 10 minutes of this film is the only time that they're going to be that character. So throughout the rest of the film, you just get the normal actor, or actress in costume. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making sense when I'm saying that. Let's take like Venom, for example. That's probably like the biggest thing. Like Venom in Spider-Man 3 literally shows up and we see proper Venom in like the final 10 minutes of the film, but keeps constantly peeling his face back, and it's human. It's human Eddie Brock Jr. underneath. And you just want to see the comic book villain they're fighting. Do you know what I mean by saying that? I don't know if I'm making sense by that, but it's like when I see a comic book film and it's Wonder Woman versus Cheetah, I want to see Cheetah all the way throughout the movie. It'd be like Spider-Man 2, right? Dr. Octopus. Let's say you just had normal Dr. Otto Octavius throughout like the entire movie. And then in the last 10 minutes, he was actually Dr. Octopus in the final fight. You know what I mean? It's just. It's just so dumb. It's just so dumb. Did that pillar was just like made of polystyrene. You just see this like giant marble pillar just casually rolling and bouncing like it's made of nothing. It's so cheap. I don't know, it's not cheap. I know this cost millions to make. Yeah, it's literally every villain. It's just like, you had everything and I had nothing. Well, now it's your turn to have nothing. If it's the monkey's paw, it takes as much as it gives. What? It's just so... Where's your warmth, your joy, and your humanity? Why is she so... She's like, if you go against Pedro Pascal, like, I will kill you. Like, you're not going to touch Pedro Pascal. Like, you're not going to hurt him. You're not going to harm him at all. Why does she care? Literally, this is what I said earlier. Like, is it just because they fucked once in her office? Like, is that it? There's no kind of like loving relationship here. Like, she's fell in love with Pedro Pascal. The two have shared like one scene together before this point. Why is she so invested? And it's not like the stone can sort, because right now apparently Pedro Pascal is the stone. Like he has all the powers of the stone within himself somehow, which wasn't really properly explained how that was a thing, unless he wished for it. I wish for me to have the powers of the stone. And like when oh god, what's her name? I've just forgotten her name completely. Kristen Wiig, when she wished to be more like Wonder Woman, that was her one wish. She didn't wish to be the stone as well, so it's not like the stone is sort of dividing its power up into the bodies of multiple different people. So it's trying to preserve itself. You know what I mean? So let's say Pedro Pascal is possessed by the stone, which he is, and let's say Kristen Wiig also is. If Pedro is hurt or harmed, that would also do harm to herself. It's not like a self-preservation thing. So why does she care so much about him? What's in it for her? It's like, help me to understand. Hennock, my man, help me to understand what's going on with this film, please. It just makes no sense. This is just awful. Who wrote this plot? I'm going to find out who wrote this film. Right now, we're going to do this. Wonder Woman 1984. Screenplay: Patty Jenkins, Jeff Johns, and David Callahan. Let's see who wrote the original one, and let's see who the weak link is here. So this one's written by Patty Jenkins, Jeff Johns, and David Callahan. And the first one, so all new screenwriters for this one. The screenplay writer for the first one was Alan Heinberg. Alan Heinberg, let's see what he's written. I actually haven't seen many things that the guy's written. So maybe it's his absence, you know? So yeah, we've got 3 writers on this thing. So maybe that's it, you see? The first Wonder Woman film, you had one writer, one vision, boom, solid screenplay. This one, I'm guessing like the Patty Jenkins stuff is sort of, she's putting her stamp on like the strong female leads. You know, with like Wonder Woman and Kristen Wiig's character, and then you know Jeff Johns, isn't he like is he like the head producer of DC Comics or something? I know he's high up, so maybe he's just got in some involvement in terms of like the comic booky stuff in there. Yeah, like Hennick's put it absolutely perfectly. Talk about an assembly of writers who can't clarify one thing after another. Exactly. This is just all over the place. It feels unfocused. It doesn't feel as tight. It doesn't feel as strong. It doesn't feel like a Wonder Woman story. The only thing Wonder Woman about this film is her not wanting to let Steve go, which was the plot point of the first film, and now we're just retreading exactly the same story beat. Wait, what's happening in the city again? I know they mentioned that the stone eventually like tears its city apart, but what's actually happening? How is it tearing itself apart? What's been happening? Is she going to learn how to fly now? Wait, is this the music from Kick-Ass? Sunshine. They're playing Sunshine. Oh my god, as if they've used this music. This was from the film Sunshine. And then it was used in Kick-Ass when when Big Daddy was burning. Now switch to Kryptonite. You know that bit from Kick-Ass? Why have they sampled this song? You've got Hans Zimmer to do the music. Yeah, copyright music. Yeah. What's going on with this? Why couldn't Hans Zimmer write an original piece of music for this? Why have they got to use Sunshine? This is where you have like your Wonder Woman theme. This is where you have like a new original piece of music. Was I don't know, was fucking Hans Zimmer busy with the Dune soundtrack or something this day and he couldn't. Why would they? At first, when it started queuing up, I could hear like the chord progression, and I thought, is it just like a similar chord progression? But that's so weird. And now it's gone into the Hans Zimmer score right here, but it still sounds familiar to it. You know, it's like the segue. But why would you do? Oh my god, I can't get over that using just like copyrighted music for that. It just feels lazy. Like they haven't done it in any of the other ones. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. She just wants to be she just wants to be like an apex predator just because we need a final punch 'em up at the end of the film. See, like I was just like joking about that, but like Hans Zimmer could have been busy with producing the Dune soundtrack that he only tied up with such a film. But I mean, he's scored the rest of this film, so why not that one scene? Like, it's just so random. Hell, use the music that you used for the fireworks flight. You know, like you wouldn't have to write another piece of music. It's uses the same lines that he mentioned in that, where you know it's just like riding the wind kind of thing, just feeling the wind. So it would have linked back to that scene. So it would have made sense to use the music from that scene. You know what? Actually, this is going to sound really bad, and of course, I want like you know cinemas to stay open. You know, everyone in work. Um, but I'm kind of glad that I didn't rush to the cinema to see this. Well, I mean, I couldn't get to the cinema to see this with like various lockdowns and everything, but I don't feel like I'm losing anything from seeing this streamed compared to the big screen. Like, there hasn't really been that much sense of spectacle for me to the point where I'd be like, oh my God, I have to see that on the big screen. Do you know what I mean? With like the best sound system ever. I'm quite contented watching this through my earphones streaming. I don't know. It feels kind of cheap. Can I say that? I mean, the budget of this film was $200 million. $200 million. What was the budget on the first one? The budget on the first Wonder Woman film was 120 to 150 mil. And to me, that film looks way more visually impressive than this film. Held my attention more, had a better story, better action. See, I mean, these are cool shots right here, you know, like lassoing on lightning bolts. Like, okay, but I just don't care. Like, if there was an actual villain that I cared about and a story I was invested in and I wanted to see Wonder Woman take down this guy, her lassoing and, you know, needing to get there quick in the race against time and lassoing on lightning bolts, it'd be great. And now she's just gone to the convenient golden armor that was set up halfway through the movie. Like, wouldn't it have made more sense for the opening scene of the film to be the explanation as to who this great warrior was? This, I forgot her name. The one who originally possessed the golden armor. What if the opening scene had been about that character and we could have seen her in action? And then later on in the film where, you know, Wonder Woman says that she went looking for her and got her armor, you get like another little flashback scene of that happening maybe. There would have been a point to that opening scene then. And we would have seen more of it and it would have felt more in keeping with the story rather than we need to mention this armor halfway through the film because this is going to come useful, you know, going to come in handy later on in the film towards the end when I fight the bad guy. So I just don't care. I just don't care what's going on. It's like when I was watching, like, look at this. Like, look at this armor. It's fantastic. It's awesome. She's like an archangel riding in. It's like metal wings. She looks like a Valkyrie. Epic. But I just don't care about anything that's going on right now. But I know that there's going to be, you know, people watching this just going like, oh my God, yeah, it's so fucking awesome. It's like, no, it isn't. It is, but there's just no story to back it up. Yeah, Edek. But the armor looks cool. Yes, it does. The armor looks really cool. Oh, here we go. We've got proper Cheetah now. See, now this is what I'm saying. Why couldn't we have had this villain the whole movie? Proper Cheetah. We're at 2 hours and 7 minutes of a 2.5 hour film that's going to have like 10 minutes of credits. We've probably got like 10 minutes of the film left, and we get Cheetah. Like, this is your proper superhero fight right here with the villain that you've gone with. Now, is Cheetah the most compelling villain ever? Probably not. Maybe she has more to do in the comic books, you know, because I don't really know much about her. But if this was like the villain all the way through, and say Kristen Wiig became Cheetah like 45 minutes into the film, and you focused up and, you know, Cheetah was the villain throughout the whole film, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't have worked. But is anyone else getting 2019 Cats vibes? You know, Jellicle cats do when jellicles can, jellicles do when jellicles can. Like, it's not quite as nightmare-inducing as Cats, I don't think, but the character kind of looks cool, like in the face. It's a cool design. It's probably the only way you could do Cheetah, I think, in a film. Call her a pussy, I dare you. I dare you. It'd be worth it for the pun. Just do it. Oh, so that's how this ties into the first scene. That really, like, I told you, that obscure line where it was just there is only the truth, Diana. You know, like, there is only the truth, Diana. That, you know, lies are bad, and we can't lie to ourselves. And wait, is that it? Is she going to get electric? Oh, yeah. Hennick says like the visuals aren't great. Yeah, they really aren't, are they? The green screen in this is terrible. Like, I get that, you know, it's a superhero film, you need CGI in it. I'm not saying that, but they really don't look up to par by 2020 standards. And again, it's like, you know, it's another visually unappealing ending to a DC film. It has to be nighttime. It has to be on some kind of like deserted industrial estate or compound or something, and it's just visually dark and miserable. And the whole film has been bright. Like, you know, why? And now we've gone to like just, oh, is this she's just gonna get electrocuted? Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, Hannah. The movie is predictable, absolutely. Like, why does she want to be so much of an apex predator? I don't have any kind of. The character doesn't really have any motivation. She just wants it because she wants it, not because it's personal to her. Wait, how is Wonder Woman not getting electrocuted? Wonder Woman is in metal armor underwater that is being electrocuted. How? I know she's like a demigod, but how is she not getting electrocuted? How can she swim in metal armor? Oh, I guess she can fly. You know, like whatever. Okay. And it's like, oh no, okay, that scene's done. Moving on. Yeah, no, Hennick, yeah, absolutely spot on, mate. Absolutely spot on. But now she's going to beat Pedro Pascal right now, you know, and everything's going to be fine. But Kristen Wiig, well, Cheetah didn't renounce her wish, did she? She said never, and then she just got electrocuted. She was incapacitated. She's out for the count, but she hasn't renounced the wish. So how is that going to change anything? And how come he's not like snorting blood or crying blood right now? Is it because his son wished for his greatness? It's not really wishing for his health, though, is it? Because he's granting loads of wishes, and granted he doesn't have to touch anyone, but it's still kind of the sense that he is touching everyone because of the particles. So, but by that logic then, so he's using a satellite dish to broadcast wishes out to everyone because he doesn't have to physically touch anyone, but the particles will still touch people. Then why did he have to touch people in the first place? Because if he just spoke to someone, you could argue that the words he's saying, his being in the room, are touching the same particles of the air around him, and the air around him is also touching the person opposite him, so he wouldn't need to touch anyone anyway, which is precisely what he's doing with his satellite. I don't understand the premise of what is going on. Shut it off, Otto! Shut it off! It can't be stopped. It's self-sustaining now. This feels like a superhero film from, like, the 90s. This feels so cheap and dumb. Look, Pedro Pascal is just hamming the fuck up right now. He is just chewing all of the scenery. He knows he's an absolute horse shit, and he's just loving it. Look, you just have to want it. Wait, is she gonna beat him with the power of love? Is this what's gonna happen right now? Is she gonna beat the ultimate villain with the power of love? And everything has a price. It's playing the end music to... No, it's playing the beginning music to Batman v Superman. The Bruce Wayne flashback. Why? Musically, why? That was the music for the Wayne's murder in the prologue to Batman v Superman. So, as a leitmotif, as a musical note, that was an element of Batman's theme in Batman v Superman. What relevance does that have to her? It just feels like, you know, like Sunshine, like, we need a piece of music that sounds cool for this moment, but when you stop to think about it, it makes no sense to her character, to his character, and it kind of ruins the... You know, this was in the scene with, why did you say that name? And then you get the Bruce Wayne flashback as well. But how would this work with her lassoing onto him and speaking? She doesn't have the power of the stone. She isn't the stone. Pedro Pascal wished for himself to be the stone, so he would be the only one who would be able to grant wishes to people. She wouldn't be able to do anything. She just made a wish. She wouldn't be able to broadcast because she doesn't have that power. Only he does. And now we're getting some random flashback of that his mom was getting beaten by his dad. What does this have to do with anything? This is meaningless. This does nothing for the character. Oh, so he was poor and wanted to be rich. Okay, I guess that has something to the character. You know, that's great to get 2 hours 16 into the film. through a flashback that we had no reference to and is just thrown out there. Yeah, like Hennick says, like we're 2 hours 17 into this film and it feels like barely anything's happened. The villains haven't connected in any way. The villains haven't really corresponded to Wonder Woman herself. Like, how does Pedro Pascal's character in any way relate to Wonder Woman's character or Diana's character, or a similar upbringing? It really doesn't. It just feels like we're trying to make this film so big. You know, Russia's letting off nuclear bombs and everything's got to be all world ending, and none of this feels earned. It just feels really just thrown in. My boy! Well, I mean, the missiles are up now, folks. Like, what are you going to do? Oh, yeah, let's save him from the nukes. So what, are the nukes just going to, like, disappear out of existence now? They've been fired, like, Russia and America. Oh, okay. Damn, I've been foiled again by the power of love. Oh, what? They do actually disappear. What a fucking cop out. People complain. Is this just going to disappear? Yeah. People complain, right, in Superman the movie, when Superman flies around the Earth, right, and turns it back in time to undo everything that happened. Which, yes, it's bullshit, but it kind of works for that movie. It was one of the first superhero movies to come out. It's fine, we accept it. This is worse than that. Oh, all the rivers are just going to come back. Everything's just no consequences. It can all just disappear and things go back to normal. So how are people going to explain this? Like, is time being reversed, or are people staying in time, but things are reversing around them? Like, what a crock of fucking shit this film is. Absolutely terrible. Diabolical. Yeah, is this meant to... Yeah, Hennick says, like, the political overtones don't make sense either. Is this meant to be a thing, like political commentary at the moment? You know, like a businessman who wants to rule the world kind of thing, like a Donald Trump sort of thing, I guess, and we need to love more and appreciate what we have and not be so greedy and so arrogant and so power hungry, and we should just love. And if we love, then the world will be a better place. Like, is this what the film's about? And I don't give a shit about this relationship between him and his son. It's so ham-fisted. Hennick, this is the comment of the night, my friend. Radicalism versus common logic. Oh, that was a line in this film. You don't have to make a wish for me to love you. I'm here because I love you. And love me. I get it. I get it. Love conquers all. I already love you, Daddy. I get it. I get the concept. I get, I get it. This. Oh, this is awful. This is like George Lucas writes better dialogue than this. And this had 3 writers. 3. I guess this is a Christmas film. We've got a Christmas tree now. It's Christmas. Happy Christmas, everyone. We picked the perfect film to watch. This is brilliant. It's a Christmas movie. Wonder Woman 1984 is now a Christmas film. And we should all love more at Christmas. It's the time of goodwill and cheer. Wonder Woman should fuck those children up for just throwing snowballs at her. She'd just like kick the shit out of them. Wait, is she gonna fall in love with dude who wasn't Steve? She loved him because he was Steve, not because he wasn't Steve. Like, when they get in the bedroom, is she just going to hold, like, a cardboard cutout of Chris Pine's face over him? Hennick says, Christmas vibes at their best. We should come together. That's the golden law. Happy holidays. The music's gone like all Danny Elfman from like Edward Scissorhands right now. And you watch it, it'll cut to the credits, it'll be like back to the Wonder Woman theme. I get it. I get the premise. I get the theme of the story. We need to love and be in the moment and not fight and love and remember to love everyone. And this the balloons going up and it's going to float away. 99 red balloons go by. That was a song about nuclear warfare. You know, that balloon's just going to get caught in a bird's throat and that's going to kill a bird. Oh, we're in the clouds again. Oh, please, Hans Zimmer, use the Sunshine soundtrack again. Don't you just love how easily she flew as well? Just how there was no struggle. There was no moment where she was working on it. She just jumped in the air and she could do it straight away like it wasn't even a thought. So now she's... What's the point of Superman? Because Superman was the guy who could... Well, I know that she can fly in the comic books and the TV show. I get it. Oh, thank Christ that movie's over. Jesus. Well, if she can fly, what's the point of the invisible fucking jet? And now we've got like a new Wonder Woman theme playing and not the other one? We made it, folks. We made it. Now, it is a comic book film, so I'm going to stay and watch it to see if there's a post-credit scene. I don't even know if they're still doing the whole DCEU nonsense or what they're doing, so we're going to chill. We've got about 5 minutes left on the credits, and we're going to... Oh, yeah, we have a credit scene. You couldn't even give me a sense of finality, could you? Oh, what's happening? It's Kristen Wiig. Oh, wait, no. Is that who I think it is? Is that Linda Carter? I'm guessing that's Linda Carter. I'm gonna double check, but I'm pretty sure that's Linda Carter. Yeah, Linda Carter. Yeah. I mean that's kind of cool that they put her in, but it's very on the nose. Wonder Woman. I predicted it earlier when I did this. Henrik, you doubted me, my friend. I sang the Linda Carter Wonder Woman theme earlier, and you doubted me, my friend. You said it wouldn't work. Well, who's the fool now? Linda Carter's in the DCEU as Asteria. Oh. Henrik, she was easily a Mary Sue. Now, here's the thing, like, Wonder Woman can absolutely be strong, can kick ass, can do everything that a superhero does. That's fine. But even the best superheroes struggle. You know, Superman, when he's learning his powers and he's harnessing his powers, he's struggling, he's developing them. He can't control them at first, and there's a struggle with that. What other superheroes? Spider-Man is one who struggles all of the time. You know, personal issues that get in the way and influence him, people he cares about that are vulnerable. So there should have been some moment where she's trying to harness her flying ability. Why hasn't she tried that before? She just took to it straight away. Like, it's... Yeah, it was a very obvious cameo. Henrik, I didn't mean calling you a fool, my friend. I was only joking, man. I was only joking. Don't take it to heart. Is that it then? Is that going to be a... Well, here's the thing then. Asteria. I don't know anything about Asteria in the comic books. If she hadn't died then and she was still alive, why would she ditch the armor? You know? If she still wanted to save people, which she clearly does when she, like, grabbed the thing and, like, put it back, why would she get rid of the armor? Why wouldn't she make herself known? It's just bad. Where's the Wonder Woman theme? Like, playing this, like, happy horse shit over the ending credits because love is the emotion that's going to keep us strong. Like... You know what, though? I've had fun tearing this film apart tonight. I've had fun. I didn't like the film, and you're going to hear me talk about it in a much more controlled way tomorrow, hopefully. I'm going to have that discussion with George. So while the credits are rolling out, I am just going to go through the socials one last time as we enjoy what is remaining of our Christmas Day night. So comment below. And if you've seen Wonder Woman 1984, let us know what you think of it. Did you like it? Didn't you like it? Did you think it was terrible? Please do share and subscribe. This was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing tonight, really. Completely didn't intend to do a watch-along or anything like that, but I thought it's trying something new. We've started getting into the watch-alongs a little bit more, and I wasn't doing anything else tonight. I was going to watch this either way, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. So that music, that's that Gladiator theme again. Oh, I thought that was Superman then. Is there another credit scene? Is there anything? I don't think so. I think we've just got logos. I think that's pretty much it, isn't it? Yeah, that looks like it's it. Thank you very much, Henrik, for jumping on, my man. You have been an absolute trooper, a loyal viewer of the channel, and we really do appreciate you jumping on. This is still scrolling across. Let me take that off right now. So, yeah, announcements for tomorrow. Big thank you to everyone that has been watching the film along with me or has just been watching me rage and rant and everything in between for the last 2 hours and 41 minutes. Jesus Christ, almost 3 hours. It's a very, very long film. Tomorrow, we will have 2 movie reviews. So tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, sorry, at 12 p.m. GMT, we will be giving our Soul review. Soul, of course, is the new Pixar film that hit Disney Plus today. That's going to be me and George on that one. I will be sharing some of Tate's thoughts as well. I have been in contact with Tate, and he has seen the film as well. He unfortunately can't jump on a review with us tomorrow, but we hope to get Tate back on a video towards the end of January. And, of course, You're going to see our Wonder Woman 1984 review tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. 2 movie reviews tomorrow. We hope you can join both of them if you can. It's going to be a very interesting discussion. I've got some of George's thoughts, but we haven't talked about it in depth, and we're going to save it for the review tomorrow. So that's going to be good fun as well. On top of that, not to mention those 2 reviews, we've got all of the, we're going through the Karate Kid franchise at the moment in anticipation for Cobra Kai Season 3. Currently on the channel, we have our reviews up for Karate Kid and the Karate Kid Part 2. On Sunday, we'll have our review for Karate Kid Part 3. Monday, the next Karate Kid. Tuesday, we'll have our review up for a combined review of Season 1 and Season 2 of Cobra Kai. And then on Wednesday, we will be going into our review of Season 3 of Cobra Kai as well. So lots still to watch. So please follow us on our social medias. That's Facebook at Cinema Savvy, Twitter at Cinema_Savvy. And if you'd like to pick up any merch, we do have a TeePublic link in the description down below, so you can pick up some shirts. Please go and check those out and see if there's anything you like on there. This has been a blast. Thank you to everyone that's joined me and watched this during Christmas Day. Do really, really appreciate that, and you know, having you join in, comment along, watch along. We love when you guys do that. So big thank you to Henrik, who's been an absolute trooper, and the people who joined us at the beginning of the stream. Hope you're having a very good Christmas. Enjoy the last couple of hours, or the last hour at this point of Christmas Day, and hopefully having a good Christmas season, holiday season, and we'll see you on tomorrow's reviews. Take care, everyone.